Support WrestleTalk!
Thank you to Paulie Dangerously Jarman for being awesome Pledgehammer on Patreon. Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk Stacked News. My name is Chopper P. Quinnell. Have yourself the clickiest of super click parties by pressing the thumbs up, subscribing and enabling notifications, and make sure to leave us a comment answering today's question of the day, which today is, which current free agent would you like to see join All Elite Wrestling? As the name of the news suggests, we've got a pretty stacked video for you today, such as some major announcements coming from All Elite Wrestling, including a very exciting new member of their roster, some huge controversy surrounding Lars Sullivan, and the latest on the ongoing feud between Sasha Banks and WWE. But first, we've got a new King of the Seven Kingdoms! No, don't worry, there isn't actually a Game of Thrones spoiler. I hope. I haven't actually seen the last episode yet. But it seems that Seth Rollins has been taking his Kingslayer name literally, as on a recent tour of the Game of Thrones touring exhibition in Belfast, Northern Ireland, Rollins can be seen taking his rightful place upon the Iron Throne. Aleister Black and Roman Reigns also joined Rollins on the tour, and it didn't take long for the big dog to pay Rollins back for betraying his Shield brothers all those years ago, because Reigns quickly took Rollins' place upon the throne. Thou'st be within the presence of my yard now, bitch. The reason Black, Rollins, and Reigns were able to visit the exhibit in Belfast was because WWE have just begun their European tour, including the TV episodes of Raw and SmackDown next week being broadcast from London in the UK. However, it seems one Raw star didn't make the long trip overseas. Sasha Banks hasn't been seen in WWE since WrestleMania 35, where she and former tag team partner Bayley lost the Women's Tag Team Championships to the Iconics. It was reported at the time by Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet that Banks and Bayley were upset by the news that they would be losing their titles. So upset, in fact, that they reportedly threw a tantrum, laying on the floor of the locker room and of the hotel they were staying at, making it very publicly known they were unhappy. It was also reported by Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer that Sasha Banks had requested her release from the company, but her request was denied. She was then given some time away to ponder her decision, but her return to the ring doesn't seem any more likely, with the situation between both parties being described as a stalemate by Dave Meltzer. Now we've got the latest addition to the saga, and it seems that although Banks was listed to perform on the European tour, it's being reported by Mike Johnson of PW Insider that she did not travel with the rest of the roster. While this doesn't necessarily rule out Banks from finding her own way to Europe, it seems unlikely that she will be taking part in the tour, with the ongoing feud between her and WWE seemingly having no end in sight. On top of this, Banks was also slated to film promotional material for WWE 2K20. However, it's as of yet unconfirmed whether this happened or not. Sasha has remained silent on the situation thus far. However, her husband recently put out a tweet, seemingly to refute the claims that Sasha and Bayley had a tantrum regarding their WrestleMania title loss. Mikaze put out the tweet saying, FYI, no tantrum ever happened. But that's just what someone whose wife did have a tantrum would say. The issues between Banks and WWE appear to be set to continue for a while to come. However, there seems to be a pretty mouth-watering match waiting for her if she does decide to return. Becky Lynch recently did an interview with Sports Illustrated where she called out Sasha Banks. Come fight me, Sasha. At one time, Sasha Banks was the top dog. She was the boss, but Sasha's fallen from grace. It seems like she can't hack it. This ain't the last kicker anymore. This is the man. I would love to go toe-to-toe, the man versus the boss, to prove who's the top dog now. While this seems more of a plea from Lynch to entice an old friend back to work, only time will tell if it's enough to bring Banks back from the brink of leaving the company. Speaking of leaving the company, and another WWE star may have found himself in some hot water surrounding some highly controversial statements he's made in the past. A Reddit user recently compiled a comprehensive list of some bodybuilding forum posts that Lars Sullivan made in 2008. However, they are most certainly not related to bodybuilding. Among these posts are statements of racism, homophobia, and sexism, as well as his thoughts on the grey area surrounding rape and calling people with mental illnesses weak-minded. I won't divulge the exact phrasing of the posts, as some of them are genuinely horrible to read aloud, but it's safe to say this isn't some sort of distasteful joke from the past that got James Gunn fired as the director of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 temporarily. These are full-blown rants against people of color and gay people. The purpose of the compilation was to attempt to get the wrestling community to let their voices be heard and alert WWE of who they had under contract, and to do something about it. Well, it might not be Vince McMahon, but someone within WWE has definitely seen it. After the Reddit post began to gain some traction, a fan tweeted the post at Big E, asking if he knew about it. Big E responded with, "Many are aware. If true, he has to bear the albatross of being a bigot and working in a company that is now filled with minorities." As with the Hulk Hogan controversy of the past, Big E remains classy with his response instead of responding with anger. God, I love Big E. It'll be interesting to see if there is any sort of response from WWE, and if this affects the supposed monster push that Sullivan will be getting. But now we switch from WWE to AEW and some major announcements. It's now 16 days until All Elite Wrestling's debut show, Double or Nothing, which takes place in Las Vegas on May 25th. But the ever-increasing roster does not seem to be slowing down at all. AEW announced that they have signed Jerry Lynn as a coach yesterday on Twitter. For those of you who are younger in the audience who may not be aware of who Lynn is, he is a 30-plus year veteran of the industry who has performed in the likes of WWE, WCW, ECW, TNA, and Ring of Honor, becoming an ECW champion in the process. With other backstage names including Billy Gunn, Christopher Daniels, Keith Mitchell, and BJ Whitmer, AEW are setting themselves up to have a very solid foundation from which to build their company. But the signings didn't stop there, because according to Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet, AEW have also reportedly signed exciting independent wrestler and former Lucha Underground star Angelico. I hope I'm saying that right. There was some competition for Angelico, with WWE reportedly offering him an offer to join NXT before he signed for Lucha Underground in 2014, a claim that he made himself. In more recent times, WWE was still interested in him. However, according to the same report from Ryan Satin, WWE did not want to get into a bidding war with AEW. Angelico will be joining the likes of Chris Jericho, Pac, Kenny Omega, and Cody Rhodes on the AEW roster, and picturing a match with any of those names is quite the exciting prospect. Whether Angelico will be appearing at Double or Nothing remains to be seen, but regardless, it's set to be a stacked show. But the AEW announcements don't stop there. Let's keep this train moving. AEW's TV deal has been a big talking point surrounding the company for quite some time now, with rumored deals placing them alongside Ted Turner's TNT and TBS. And now, AEW have announced a huge TV deal, but not in the US. For those UK fans who are wondering how they could watch Double or Nothing, well, now there's a new way, on TV! Mental! Yesterday, ITV announced they would be hosting Double or Nothing on their pay-per-view system, ITV Box Office. For those not from the UK, ITV is one of the largest channels in the country, with pretty much every home in the UK having access to it. This is a major get for AEW, as their bargaining power for a US TV deal increases as time goes on. On top of this, the pre-show for Double or Nothing will be airing on ITV4 for free in the UK, which, granted, isn't the main ITV channel, but still these are big plays from a company that hasn't hosted a single event yet. Whether this means that AEW will be forming a partnership with ITV moving forwards to October when they begin their weekly programming remains to be seen, but if so, this could be major for AEW in forming an overseas fan base. ITV have now set up an ITV Wrestling Twitter account, leading to much speculation online that AEW, which will target an older demographic, could easily work hand in hand with the more family-friendly WOS Wrestling brand, a brand which is owned by ITV itself. It's clear that ITV are now firmly in the wrestling game, which is something that WWE reportedly only set up NXT UK to try and prevent, snapping up around half of WOS's original roster just to try and stop their first 10-part series from happening. The announcement of AEW now on ITV as well is likely Vince's idea of British broadcast hell, especially as, unlike WWE, AEW appears to be creating solid inter-promotional partnerships, most of them with companies who have an understandable axe to grind with WWE. Don't you just love karma? Those close to WOS are reporting there will be some major announcements over the next month regarding the brand's next steps, but at present we're unable to confirm what they are. Many are speculating the announcement of a second season of the show after successful overseas TV deals in India, Africa, and Poland so far. WOS also launches on American channel Stadium this weekend too, so while it's been fairly silent on the UK TV front over the last 6 months, the WOS brand has steadily been growing a respectable overseas television audience. Its new US home also happens to be the very channel that CM Punk is currently working on as a guest host. CM Punk to AEW and WOS confirmed. During the aforementioned pre-show, the over-budget Battle Royal will be taking place, which will feature the likes of Joey Janela, MJF, and Trent Beretta. But now the announcements keep on coming, because that Battle Royal has now had some stipulations added to it. No longer shall we be calling it the over-budget Battle Royal. For now, it has been renamed the Casino Battle Royal, because, you know, gambling. But the major of the two changes is that the winner of the Battle Royal will be receiving an AEW World Championship match. Hopefully this isn't like the WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal, where Naomi's future title shot never actually happens, and hopefully this is actually followed up on. From the looks of the storytelling so far in AEW's videos, I would guess it would be followed up on. And if you didn't get enough of Ollie, Luke, and Laurie during WrestleMania weekend live streams, prepare yourself for more, because we'll be doing live stream reactions for Double or Nothing on May 25th, including the pre-show right here on WrestleTalk's YouTube channel. Join us so you can watch us watch the show, including Pac versus Hangman Page to crown the first ever AEW World Champion, Chris Jericho versus Kenny Omega, Cody versus Dustin Rhodes, and the Young Bucks versus the Lucha Bros for the AAA tag titles. Thanks for watching the news, and a special thank you to our lovely pledge hammers on Patreon, some of whom you can see scrolling below me right now. If you want to check out the movie news featuring SoCal Val, then click the video to my right. Make sure to press the thumbs up, subscribe, enable notifications, and leave us a comment answering the question of the day. I've been Chopper Pete Quinnell, and that was wrestling.